Let's just take a second to talk about how good Amani Oruwariye has been. Let's Talk Lions. Welcome back to an all-new episode here at Let's Talk Lions. My name is Jay. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for enjoying. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. It does help, believe it or not. So let's get to 5,000 subs. Thank you very much. I will be going live on draft night, Thursday, April 28th. Join me, my brother, a couple other friends as we hang out, watch the draft together. It'll be a good time. Or the Lions will do something wild and it won't be a good time and we can experience all of it together. Now, without any further ado, I did want to talk about Amani Oruwariye and his performance last year. Now, I'm going to be upfront with you. Going into last season, based off of what we had seen for 2 years prior, 2019, 2020, I was a little wary. I did not know exactly what to expect, and I was afraid that we were going to see him just sort of pitter-patter through this season. However, he blew my expectations through the roof. We watched him grow and we watched him develop, and it was truly incredible. He played in 14 games. He hurt his thumb. He was out for the last 3 games of the season. But in those 14 games, he put up a total of 44 solo tackles. He had 6 interceptions, 1 fumble recovery, and 11 passes defended against. In fact, if you missed this stat, I saw it via Twitter through the NFL. Lions DB Amani Oruwariye was sensational last season. Interceptions, 6. 3rd in the NFL. Then, QB rating allowed amongst DBs targeted 50 plus times, 36. 3rd in the NFL. You'd be wise not to sleep on Amani O. And truly, that stat blew my mind. Like, last year watching Oruwariye, we all knew how good he was. Like, really watching him develop and break out last season, it was like Oruwariye is having a sensational year. He was phenomenal. We watched him take those next steps that he really wasn't moving forward under Matt Patricia. But then you bring in Aaron Glenn, who was a phenomenal cornerback back in the day, and really his coaching, what Glenn was able to do with Amani, really unlocked that untapped potential. So when I saw this stat, like I said, all last year it was like, oh my God, Amani O, he's killing it, he's killing it. Well, then to really see 3rd in the NFL against QB rating, 3rd in the NFL with interceptions, the ball skills really coming forth, it blew my mind. I just sat there was like, oh my God, I didn't know he was that good. And I really think because of some of the struggles that Detroit had as a whole, but also defensively, Amani wasn't given the amount of recognition that he should have been all throughout the season. You and I, as fans, we're watching it every Sunday, so we know it. We see how good he really was. We saw how good he really was last year. But then to see the NFL kind of recognizing it, I was like, oh my God, yeah, he was that good. He was sensational. Now, it's not fair to call him a shutdown corner yet. I think there's still work to be done in order for Amani Oruwariye to become a shutdown corner in the NFL. But that jump from 2020 to the 2021 season, I really do believe it is owed to Aaron Glenn. Now, I know a player has to commit, a player has to really want it, so it doesn't all just come down to the coaching, but I really believe that Glenn unlocked that untapped potential out of Oruwariye to really see him begin to excel and to develop. Last year, Oruwariye was expected to be our CB2. You know, you're kind of looking at Okudah and him, and between the two of them, in my mind, I was like, all right, it feels like this is the year Okudah's going to come out, and we're going to see Amani Oruwariye hold down the fort. We're going to have some problems based on the past 2 years' performances. Well, I was dead wrong. Okudah gets injured, and then Amani Oruwariye steps up and plays that CB1 position like a champion. You look at him, and he began to perfect his craft. Specifically, when you look at the amount of yards after catch allowed. In 2020, he was allowing over 7 yards after the catch. Well, last year, he was at like 3.8. It was just shy of 4 yards after the catch. So cutting that down almost in half. But what I think we're really going to need to see from Oruwariye before we can consider him a shutdown corner, something that we're going to have to see more development in, is his man-to-man coverage. He was great in zone, but it was man-to-man that we saw more struggles. I think he's just got to get a little bit more physical, a little bit more aggressive in there while playing man-to-man. I also want to see him break up more passes. I think that's another area of finding the ball, reading the quarterback, a lot of little things to continue forward, because he was sensational. He was phenomenal last year. And I think just to elevate more, we got to see him better in man-to-man, break up a few more passes, and really be able to read the QB quicker. Play with a little bit more instinct, I would say. It's going to be fascinating to watch him play alongside Okudah. And now, this is what gives me hope for Okudah. You look at Oruwariye, you look at his 2019, his 2020 season, they weren't good. They were just like, oh, they're just meh. You know, there's nothing to write home about. But then you look at him last year, and he doubles in interceptions. So 2019, 2020, he has a total of, I think, 3 interceptions. 2021, 6. Same goes for passes defended against. He had a total of 10 between 2019 and 2020. He has 11 in 2021 alone. So what I'm getting at is, I'm excited to see Okudah have the same opportunity that Oruwariye had under Glenn, because I think Aaron Glenn is so much of what unlocked that potential, and he could do it for Okudah. So that is something that I think you and I, as Lions fans, can be hyped about heading into this new season. Really getting excited to see Okudah have that same shot. And I believe Okudah wants it. You watch him training right now as he's preparing for this new season. It seems like he wants it as a player, as a person. And so now what can Aaron Glenn do to unlock Okudah's potential, similar to Oruwariye? Now, we know Oruwariye is going into his 4th season here in Detroit, so will he be given that extension? I don't know. It is going to be interesting to see what Brad Holmes decides to do. He's going to be 26 years old, or he is 26 years old this season. So Brad Holmes did talk about, hey, there's still some meat on the bone in regards to how much longer you can get excellent gameplay out of Oruwariye. All in all, watching him take that step forward after 2019, 2020, really seeing a 5th round draft pick excel and develop to the point where he's ranked 3rd amongst all these other DBs, all these other cornerbacks in the NFL when it comes to interceptions and QBR against. I think it gives Lions fans something to get excited about defensively. Man, for years, defensively, it's been hard. It's been hard knocks here. So I am excited. It's so great to see his development, and it's exciting to think, ooh, that gives us hope for Okudah. Just my thoughts. Remember, draft night here, Thursday, April 28th, 7:30 p.m. Join me, hang out, watch the draft at your place, chat it up with me and the boys. It's going to be a good time. So that's what I got. That's It's good water.